Busan EFM's Prime News at 6.
South Korea's National Intelligence Service, or NIS, says North Korea is ready for a fifth nuclear test. In a meeting with the National Assembly's Intelligence Committee yesterday, the NIS said the North was waiting for its leader Kim Jong-un's nod for the next weapons test. The North is said to have underground shaft and nuclear materials for a test and awaiting a decision by senior officials, but NIS has not specified a date for a possible test. Intelligence officials said the North still needed 3 to 4 years to deploy a submarine-launched ballistic missile due to the extra cash and technologies needed to finish development. A magnitude 2.3 earthquake occurred about 16 kilometers east of Hapcheon-gun, Gyeongnam at 7:30 p.m. yesterday. The weather agency said the magnitude of the earthquake was weak and no damages were reported. An official from the fire department said there were no calls in relation to the earthquake. Residents of Busan reported 12 cases of damage to the 119 rescue center yesterday due to the strong wind. Firefighters had to secure a steel plate that was flying around at a construction site at around 8 a.m. A bus stop in front of Bexco was damaged at around 6:30 p.m. The fire department said no one filed damage reports past midnight. The weather agency lifted the wind warning at 4 a.m. this morning. The average number of passengers using Busan-Gimhae light rail transit exceeded 50,000 per day for the first time. An official from the Busan-Gimhae Light Rail Transit Corporation said the daily average number of passengers between April 1st and 26th was over 53,000. It's increased by 76.7% compared with the average number of passengers in 2011, which was just over 30,000. The corporation says Spring festivals seem to have contributed to the rise in the number of passengers. Job seekers in Busan might increase their chances at working for the UN this summer. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will host the 9th job fair for career opportunities in the United Nations system in Busan on July 1st. 6 United Nations organizations will participate in the job fair. Human resources officers from each organization will explain employment policies and recruitment plans. They'll also select participants for mock interviews at the event. Simultaneously, the Busan Foundation for International Cooperation will hold a mock UN General Assembly for local university students in English. Busan might get an amusement park in 3 years. The city of Busan and the Busan Metropolitan Corporation will sign an agreement on the construction project for the Dongbusan Tourism Complex theme park with GS and Lotte Consortium at Busan City Hall on May 3rd. They'll also announce the official brand of the Dongbusan Tourism Complex, Osiria, at the event. The corporation, GS and Lotte Consortium will begin the construction after a 6-month-long design process and will aim to open the park in 2019. The fight to increase the minimum wage in Korea is growing in Busan. The Busan branch of the labor union for part-time workers held a campaign urging the increase of the minimum wage at Samyeon Lotte department store yesterday. The campaign participants argued that the minimum wage should be raised to 10,000 won per hour to guarantee a basic standard of living for part-time workers. The Lotte Giants beat KT Wiz and ended a 3-game losing streak. Lotte beat KT 4-0 at their second away game yesterday in Suwon. Lotte ended a chain of 3 consecutive losses and brought back its winning percentage in the 50 percentile with 11 wins and 11 losses. With KT's loss, both teams share 4th place with 11 wins and 11 losses.